Welcome back to HBCU Corner. Right now, we have Miles College running back Kingston Davis on the show. Kingston Davis finished the 2021 season rushing for 721 yards. He had 6 touchdowns, doing a darn thing. What's up, Kingston Davis, and welcome to the Urban Sports Scene, part of HBCU Corner.
How you doing? Thank you for having me.
Pleasure having you, my man.
So, brother, like I told you before we came on, we're gonna start out having a little fun. And I know you from Bam. I already know how y'all feel about football in your state. But you've been around. You've been to several schools for different reasons, man. And we don't have to get into it. But tell us who has the best parties. Is it the HBCUs? Is it the bigger schools? How did you get down? And talk about the homecoming miles too.
Well, I guess it really just depends on what you're looking for as far as like
What you mean?
I feel like, at Power 5 level, you have frat parties and stuff like that, and they'll be, pretty big and crazy sometimes. I feel like you'll have, they're not as big as a Power 5, so you'll have your parties there. And for the most part, I mean, when I got to my HBCUs, I really didn't party that much, but it was still fun. You're surrounded by smaller community, so what I mean, it's pretty fun regardless. But I do think that Power 5 probably has them on that as far as party wise. It can get a little.
Wow!
I'm surprised.
I'm surprised by that. Okay.
I'm trying to think. I'm going back to my days when I used to,
we used
to party at University of Maryland.
College Park, I know.
And I didn't see a big difference. So, hey, maybe you being on the football team made a difference. Is that what it is?
That's what probably so. Because I'm trying to think. College Park, their homecoming, I think Eastern Shore's homecoming was just as...
Yeah, well, not just homecoming, just parties in general.
Yeah, parties in general. That's a whole different thing, bro. We're on a whole different level right now.
I respect it. You don't have to get into particulars. I can get some visuals.
You know what? You went to, you had a tour in Michigan. I'm a Michigan fan. You know what I'm saying? I just want to know this. I've always wanted to go there. Just the feel. Like, how's the big house, man? Like, how is the big house?
Oh, it's crazy. I mean... the biggest stadium in college football, big bowl, you get in there, it's just like, and we actually, we used to run the steps up there and everything like that. As you go up, I mean, it gets even steeper. And, man, I mean, that's a crazy environment when that place is packed out. Light gets real loud.
It was always a dream of mine. Saw on Channel 7 when I was a kid.
Bucket list.
Look, bro, it was like I wanted to be like Desmond Howard, dude. It was just like, I'm aging myself. It is what it is. But that's who I wanted to be like initially when I started watching college football.
Hey, Desmond Howard, he's on TV. You know who Desmond Howard is. He's still relevant.
I know that's right. Hey, so for you, like, who is your favorite football player?
Man, I got a lot of them. I mean, I don't think I can really like single out, okay, this is like, guy. I watch a lot of guys, I like to watch and take things that, different people do well and try to, emulate it to my game in a way. But I like watching Ezekiel Elliott, his patience and his burst and everything like that, his vision. I watched a lot of Le'Veon Bell as well.
Ooh, okay.
As far as like real patience, being patient like that, I try to, mimic those things. I think he was really successful at that. I'm letting the blocks, set up and stuff like that instead of just hitting the hole, But I love watching Derrick Henry. Same, running style, but I mean, he's a freak of nature. You know what I mean? And he runs the football well. So I like watching him. Saquon Barkley. I mean,
he a dog. Saquon a dog, man. I just mad that injury. He a dog though, bro.
He is. But I mean, I like watching Jonathan Taylor too do his thing. Last year he's special as well. So
I wanted to ask you because I mentioned briefly the culture around football in Alabama and the state is crazy. And I just wanted to hear you describe how it was growing up in Alabama and also playing high school football, just how amazing that experience was. And of course, moving on into college, just describe your overall experience.
And I mean, that's all we got, you know, in football, you know, Alabama football. I mean, I played other sports, you know, in high school and stuff like that, but nothing like, you know, Friday night lights. You know, it's like everybody's coming to the football game. You know what I mean? It's Fridays, you know, you got high school games. Saturdays, you either going, you know, Roll Tide or War Eagle, you know, it's tradition. And then Sundays, you know, you watching NFL football, but that's all we got, you know. So, I mean, just playing in that atmosphere, you know, it's crazy. I've been to some high school games in different states and stuff like that, but nothing like how Alabama is, where you got out there for warm-ups, you know, things like that. That doesn't really happen often, but in Alabama, you know, that's what we do. We live, eat, sleep, and drink football.
The Varsity Blues is real. Or two-a-days, I should say. You remember that show?
The Hoover?
Yeah. Was that a good depiction of what high school football was like, or was that a watered-down version for TV?
I never really
mess with it.
I never really I watched a little bit, you know, what I can find on YouTube, but I never really find the actual show. You know, I was young, but what?
I'm Asian myself.
You are Asian yourself. So Kingston, I have a question. Going back to, like, you mentioned a bunch of great running backs, but who would you say you model your game directly, like, to a point, like, in terms of running backs? Who is your game like?
I would probably say it leans more towards like Le'Veon Bell with his pace, because I find that so important in this game of being patient. You know, as a running back, that the way that he approached it, the way he approached his game, and the line of scrimmage when he get the ball, you know, he's letting everything develop. You know, he's figuring out, you know, what holes is. I feel like as a running back, you'll be able to find holes. I mean, that's just that's just like second nature. But you can't be too fast to them. You know, how everything develop. Let your linemen get on the backers, and you pick and choose where you want to go. And he was a master at that. You know, I often find, you know, even during the season, you know, just doing those little things, being more patient, will actually get you more yards than just hitting it full speed.
I agree. So, I do agree. I think it's a real missing in terms of certain the top running backs. When the top running backs have it, like, they have patience, even the ones, you know, obviously the explosive ones, but it's still patience within that, right? To break the long ones, because their patience, they can, you know, they slow it down, and then all of a sudden, once they hit the hole, they hit the hole. Derrick Henry is just a prime example. You mentioned Derrick Henry as well. He's a prime example. Like, he'll wait for it, and once he sees it, it's a wrap. You know, so no, I totally agree.
Those are workhorses too.
Yeah, all workhorses, true, facts. So, you know, obviously, like we mentioned, you've been everywhere, but in terms of HBCUs, like, what has your experience at an HBCU meant to you or taught you?
Oh man. Well, let's go with, for one, going to HBCU, and I actually have a degree. I graduated with a degree in history. So
awesome, brother. Awesome.
Going to HBCU and taking history classes and stuff like that, you learn a lot about, you know, the country and everything like that. And I'm a guy that likes to learn, you know what I mean? So that was very interesting, learning about, you know, how our country became of, you know, America, and how we got here and everything like that. Just different things in our past. And it's just like the culture of HBCU as well. You know, like I said, of course, it's a smaller school, you know, HBCU that I went to and everything. And everybody knew everybody and stuff like that, you know, but you felt like family, you know what I mean? So it wasn't like a big lecture hall, you know, you go in and you got hundreds of other students here. and you only get the lesson and leave. You got to build relationships with people, around the community and around the school and stuff like that. And for the most part, HBCUs and the culture of our people, it was great, talking to people and building relationships of that sort.
All right. So again, you've been well traveled. You've had experiences with the bigger school, and of course, like you talked about at HBCU. What would your advice be to a high school football player as to what decision they should make, especially if they want to go and learn more about their culture and continue to pursue their athletic dreams or their, professional sports dreams? Would you advise them to go to a Power 5, or would you, say it's cool to go to HBCU because if you got talent, they're going to find you no matter where you go? What would your overall just thoughts and advice be for a young person trying to make that decision?
That's tough. I mean, like, say for instance, I think for the most part, the big difference is you have to ask the child, what do you care about? What do you care about the most? So like, if you go HBC, you're going to give up some things. If you go Power 5, you can give up some things. Power 5, they have more resources, obviously, more money, of course, and they can do more things. HBCU, the budget's different. You won't get all the luxuries and stuff like that you get at Power 5. But if you want to be around your people and you want to, learn the culture and things of that nature, if this is the route you want to go, or, you want to go to a Power 5, you get more resources, it's not going to be as close of a family like it is in HBCU. You're going to be, small fish in a big pond. So it's basically, where do you want to lean towards? But at the end of the day, if you're talented, like, they'll find you anywhere. So that's not really an issue. If you're looking like, do I want to go Power 5? And of course, you'll be on TV and stuff. And even now, HBCUs, they're starting to get aired more and everything like that. Shout out to Dion. But they'll find you regardless. If you can play ball, HBCU, D1, D2, D3, they'll find you.
And has that been important to you in terms of, like you mentioned, HBCU having that family aspect to it? Has that been important to you, having that family aspect at Miles College?
It is important. Building relationships with people is always important. And I've been blessed and been around some good people, at Miles, as a coaching staff, to, even lunch ladies. They were welcoming, they were nice, and I'm appreciative of that.
All right. So as you're preparing for, your next step, I just want to know how, your pops has influenced you. Military, I'm sure you're disciplined. I can see you got keto stuff in the background. So I know you up on time. I know you don't play. I know you keep everything clean.
Love it.
So how was growing up, with that influence? How has that, been a blessing for your journey and making your decisions for, your next steps?
Man, I can't express enough. Really, my whole family, my mom, my dad, my sister, they've all made sacrifices for me to be at this point. And they've all been pouring into me since I was a little boy. The military, of course, my dad is, he's giving me structure and giving me order and everything like that. But, now that I'm older, it's like one of those instances where, you're young, your dad's trying to get you to do these things and tell you these things. And you're like, why, or stuff like that. And as you get older, you start to mature and you start to look at things. And, I can see the things that my dad used to do at a younger age. And it's molded me into the person that I am today. And I can't thank him enough, for the things that he's done. Even my mom, my mom and my sister, they molded me since a little boy to become this person I am today. So, I'm sure the military definitely helped, because it changed my military. I guess they changed people. Of course, you got to be ordered and strict and stuff like that. But But yeah, like I said, I can't thank them enough for what they done for me and the sacrifices they made and to build me up into the person I am today.
See, Ray, it sounds like Nigerian parents. We're like structured and strict.
Yeah, you fought that structure. See, my man
Kingston
don't look like he fought it. He looked like he rolled with it.
I know.
both y'all eating healthy these days, so it's some similarities. So that's what's up. But brother, I appreciate that insight on everything, HBCUs, and you recognizing that is sometimes certain situations will work differently for different people. But regardless, we've gotten similar answers whenever we ask that questions about how just HBCUs are growing, man. That's what really this is all about for us, because we're graduates of HBCUs. So the fact that you even gave that an opportunity and you were able to graduate, man, is just amazing.
It's dope.
I appreciate it. And I'm rooting for you, brother.
Definitely. I do have one last question before we let you go. You took part in the HBCU Combine. Like, how was that experience, man? That's like, to me, that's a dope experience. How was that experience?
It was great. Being a part of the first one, you know what I mean? That's in the history books. And like you said, HBCU, like it's growing. I can already see it. You can already see, subtle changes that wasn't there, years ago. The experience was phenomenal. I mean, just to be out there and doing our thing, in front of NFL scouts and everything, like that's a blessing in itself. Just to be a part of it, the first one, representing HBCU schools. I mean, just all glory to God, really. I'm thankful to be out there.
All the time. Well, Kingston, man, we appreciate you being on, my man. Before we let you go, is there anything you would like to add?
What schools did you guys go to? I actually want to ask that.
Oh, okay, good. Okay, my man.
Sweet.
Okay,
yeah, question for us. That's a
we went to the University of Maryland Eastern Shore. We didn't have a football team though; it was all basketball.
I don't know how well traveled you are though. But so have you been to Maryland or DC before? Because that's what we live closest to.
Yeah.
Nah, I've never been out that way. I want to make it a goal get around more. But
okay.
That's what I'm saying. We gotta bring you to a real HBCU homecoming. Not no disrespect to Miles, but we
exactly. No disrespect to Miles. I know, right? I know.
We got like Howard. We got our school.
Yeah.
We got Dale State, which is not far. Which is Delaware State, which is not far from us. Of course, we got Lincoln. We got a lot of schools in this area. A&T. We got so many schools like around this area.
Hampton,
right below the Mason-Dixon, where Maryland is so many schools. Virginia has a lot of schools. They got Virginia Union. So yeah, we got to get you over this side. We might change your opinion on some things. We more than football here, bro.
Like the culture down south too now. HBCU.
Yeah, I mean there's some. Yeah, I've heard some.
Alabama State.
Yeah, I heard about Alabama State.
They ain't college homecoming. I mean, you got FAMU.
You been to FAMU homecoming? I heard about FAMU.
I know, they be jumping.
I know. Believe me, I know. We know they jump. We know they jump. I'm not. We're not. It's HBCU love. We're not knocking no FAMU homecoming. We will not do that here. But I'm just saying, like what Ray's talking about. We have like Howard. Come on, like Howard is supposedly. Diddy used to hold homecomings at Howard.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Oh, see, and he used to shut down the whole street.
Taraji, Diddy, Black Panther, before he passed, they all Howard alums. So I mean,
well, Diddy's not really like. I was about to say because Diddy's not really an alum.
He made it without getting a degree, but
yeah, exactly.
but yeah, you prioritize. Like I said, I can see the discipline already. So
yeah.
I know it's gonna be hard. We have to break you out of it just for a little while. Let you have a little fun if you come this way. But hey, I'm following you on Twitter now. So,
me too, man. So me too.
Hey, hit me up anytime.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
All right, man. You take it easy, man. You stay blessed.
Yes, sir. You too.